Hi everyone, and it's been ages since I actually recorded anything because I think life happens. I just had a baby. It's only 6 months, getting to seven now. So yeah, he's kept me busy. But whilst doing all these stuff, I think I've been working on my current book, which is coming up really well. Working on my fourth edit. So I kind of like the content there, but there's something that I'm really itching to share because I think that the more I learn, the more I read, the more I watch, the more I listen, a lot of things are becoming very, very clear. And one thing that I wish I could speak to everybody about is with our relationship with food. And I'm just going to give a brief background about how I came onto this journey because just to put this into perspective, I did the London Marathon in 2010, and prior to that, I had to train for about a year and a half, and I've always been active. So, and after the marathon, I've kept working out, regularly, at least 3 times, sometimes 5 times a week. I'm giving you this information because with all these things, this sort of lifestyle, at most, I could maintain my weight for a period, but if I should just slack for a little bit, I will either put on some weight or feel very terribly. And I'd say things got to a head when about 2 years ago I got the flu, and within that period my blood pressure levels just spiked up. It went over the roof, and the doctor that saw me thought I had hypertension, and I said no way. So from there I know something had to give, and I just happened to chance on, it's got this portion and fasting, but it's just really a more structured way of eating because I haven't had to say I eat this, I don't eat that. It's just a question of being more disciplined about food. And within that period, I've been doing this for, I'd say 14 months now, and this has brought tremendous, improvement, and I just don't know how to describe the difference that it has made to my well-being and to my life in general. And then that brings me to just look at a whole lot of things as we see on TV, the way food is being promoted, a lot of it being junk. And then on the flip side of that advert, you see the pharmaceutical companies just pushing the drugs which are going to cure the diseases that the food that we have bought has created for us. So we are actually facing a trifecta of forces, because this food companies and pharmaceuticals are being aided by government. So these three organs are just, one part is flooding us with the junk, and then once we get ill, through the government or through whichever means, the pharmaceuticals also come in and just bleed us dry. So it's just like a never-ending cycle of food disease and that kind of style. And I think, when I see people jogging, people going to the gym and all that, that's great. But I think primarily we have this amazing body that if we are able to do some very, very simple things like just making sure that the period that you stay not eating anything is slightly longer than the period that you are eating, that small difference alone will make a huge difference in our lives. And when you hear people talking about fasting, that is just what it is. It's about prolonging the period of time that you don't eat any calories or anything, and then from there you just when it's time within your fed window, you eat whatever you want to eat. And the thing is, I'm now in a period where I eat more than I used to eat in the past, where I was working out 5 times a week and all that. But I'm in the best shape of my life, more energy, sharp mentally and everything. And I keep wondering how many people are still going down the old path of gym, running, and still eating, at the wrong times, and therefore they don't see any results. Because just the final point is this: weight gain is not so much about calories in the same way that it's not about the gym. Weight gain is more to do with hormones. And if you can keep your hormones, particularly your insulin, under control, then you are going to be able to keep your weight under control. And I think that is where most people struggle, because we are always tempted to do 5 a day or do something, but really it's not that important. And that comes to one important thing, that most of the time what we think we know, whether from science, from doctors and everything, they are really not true. We are all learning. People are trying to find out what is true. But when anybody wants to claim that, something is true with some greater level of certainty, that cannot be true. They can't say that because it is not. So I just want to leave everyone with this thought that, just manage if you can. If you have been struggling with your health, whether by hypertension or blood pressure or whatever it is, just change the times. That just one change will do. The time that you eat your first meal in a day. So if you normally eat, say, around 8, push it to, say, 9 or 10. And if you finish eating in the evening around 8, bring it down to, say, 7, or if you can do 6:30. Keep that for a couple of weeks, and then you will notice the difference. I don't have to say more, and I'm sure you can take it up from there. So hopefully you get 1 or 2 from this, and you can improve your life from this. I'll catch you soon. God bless.